What's up? How's it going? What's up, Taylor? You at home right now? What, you working from home? It's gonna be a chill study sesh. Very chill. I gotta start working through that course. What's up, Knuffles? How y'all doing? How you doing? Doing good? Not screwing around? Are you playing Frag Punk? Let me see. Uh, get this. Let's see. Audio is good. Hope the audio is good for y'all. Mm. All right, let's get it. Let's get in some study. All right. Damn. All right. It's starting to happen at the beginning of every stream. It's like the internet's like, oh, 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 he's doing the thing. He's doing the thing, y'all. Oh, man. What's up, what's up, what's up? Well, right now we're gonna, let me show y'all. Because I gotta take some time out and work through this course. I wish I could stream myself, like, going through this course, but there's some copyright stuff. You see, I got this whole course to finish. So I need to start doing some stuff. So this one is going to be looping objects, keys, values, and entries. what we're doing today. Well, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna split the stream up into two. So I know I'm gonna do some studying because I really want to get through. I got section nine. Hold on, we got 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Hold on, whoa. Okay, let's count from this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10 chapters. That's a lot. I need to start doing this more. I feel I'm good on focusing on projects, but I want to start introducing, learning deeper JS concepts. The course name is right here. The complete JavaScript course. Hold on. The course is paid, but yeah, the course is paid. That's all I'm gonna say. Codecademy is cool. Yeah, the course is paid, but Udemy is always having sales where it's like $15, $10. So um, the next one I'm gonna do is the React. This one, Udemy got the sales on a lot for real. Yeah, they do. Is that Ben? What's up, Ben? What's up, Ben? What's up? Is Sean Paswan? But I'm gonna just give y'all a hint on how to find courses. I do believe in supporting the course creators, so I didn't actually bought his course, and then I use it through Houston Community Public Library or whatever. So he's getting double paid from me. But there's a what you plan for job, like what you want to be front end web developer. There's a site called Billy, and that's all I'm gonna say. All right. Now again, we talking about courses, and I just mentioned something called Billy. Do that. Do with that what you want. That's all I'm gonna say. All right. So now we're gonna start studying. Wagwan, wagwan. No, I don't. I don't fear it. Be careful. Be careful about. I don't know if you're new here, but be careful about what you say about AI because I'm not gonna. I decided I'm not gonna time out people anymore. But whoever, whatever mod is in here, sometimes depending on what you say, they might time you out. So just be careful about that. I'm also working on JS these days, but I'm using Coursera for lessons, which is free. That's cool. I think that's wonderful. I hope everything's okay, even though I'm going to. So I'm gonna start my note taking. Y'all might be able to hear some of this.
Now, ultimately, we will still have to use the for options to loop over the array, but again, we're going to do that in an indirect way. So we're not actually looping over the object itself. Instead, we're going to loop over an array. Let me show you how.
Is the audio okay?
So I'm going to call the state, and you will see in a moment why. And now, off. And then I say object.
Is hearing the chorus in the background annoying to y'all? I hope not.
The opening hours object. And now let's simply, to see what happens here, log the day variable to the console, and then I will explain.
Yeah, we got Nightbot in here.
So,
All right, let me create an object right quick. So this is gonna be, what's the name of this? This is looping objects, object keys, values, and entries. Looping objects, keys, values, and entries. There might be an AI. Yeah. I mean, if people want to vibe code, they can vibe code. If they want to vibe code, I don't give a damn. I'm not about to. Let me think.
Indeed, we get Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, which are exactly the three key names of the object. So we can see that here.
All right, so let me create an object right quick. Const friends. So we got and we could hold on, what? So we're looping over an object. So let's say we have a friend. Our friend's name is, let's see, we'll name our friend our friend's name is Doc. Doc always comes in the stuff. Age, he's 143. His favorite name, age, location, country, Jupiter. All right. And so in this, they're introducing us to the for of, which I'm not all the way. Let me see.
And so remember, they are also called keys. Now, ultimately, we will still have to use the for-off loop to loop over the array, but again, we're going to do that in an indirect way. So we're not actually looping.
All right,
over the object
Alicondo.
itself. Instead, we're going to loop over an array. Let me show you how. So I'm going to call this day, and you will see in a moment why. And now, off, and then I say object dot keys, and we pass in the opening hours object. And now,
Okay, so okay.
now let's simply, to see what happens here, log the day variable to the console, and then I will explain what happens here.
All right, let me do that. For const props of object dot keys, we pass in friend, and then we say CLG for props. Yeah, it's raining, brother.
So, indeed, we get Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, which are exactly the three key names of the object. So we can see that here. So indeed, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So let's take a closer look at this mysterious object.keys. And let's do that here before, actually. So let's just say properties equal object.keys, and then again opening hours. And now I want to take a look at the result here.
Okay, let's look at the result of that. So let's say we're gonna say const properties equal object dot keys friend. It comes, okay, so the object dot keys are in an array. That's cool. Okay, I didn't know you could. I saw it in a thing that you could, but I didn't know.
And so indeed, it is an array with the three
How you doing, Ben? Everything all right?
property names. Okay? And we can actually also use this to now compute how many properties are in the object. So let's say we wanted to print a string saying how many days the restaurant is.
What's up, Omar? Let me just stop. It's been going good. I haven't seen you. Make sure you join the Discord. I didn't know. It's going good. I'm glad you decided to chat, and I'm glad you've been following me for a few months. I appreciate that, for real. fatherly duties right now. I was watching another guy that was streaming. He's doing fatherly duties on stream too the other day. I'm gonna have to link you to him. Oh, where am I? All right.
is open. That would be simple, right? We can just log to the console. We are open on, and then properties dot length. And now we get the
All right. So then the friend then my question becomes, can I do friend dot keys? No, I can't do that. Okay. Okay. It's like doing math dot something.
number of properties here, of course, and so that's 3 days. Okay, and so this is also the array that we're going to be looping over. So properties, and that's why I called this variable here day.
I didn't watch all of your streams, Ben, but I'm gonna catch up. You gonna stream today?
Because this array basically contains 3 days. Now let's actually do something cool here, and instead store this into a variable. And let's say open, and then str for string, and here a colon, because now using the loop, I will basically keep adding to this string. So open string plus equal, and then the current day. So day, and then a comma, and so here we are then essentially building just this string.
Let me move this out the way. So let me see. I'll just show y'all the code that I'm looking at right quick. Oh, wrong one. Wrong thing. This is the code. So he is explaining objects.keys. Then he said, I've never seen somebody do this before, where he put, hold on, what? Oh, okay. I was just confused. Oh, I can't show that. Hi, yeah, dropped into Discord, came across you when I was getting into some coding, not been too focused on it, but always been interested. Doing JS currently, halfway through a YouTube course. That's good, man. I'm glad you've been working through your course. Getting through these courses can be arduous. I swear. I hope your learning journey is going well. Free Code Camp is great for beginners.
So that's similar to something we did already before. And so the end is we are open on 3 days. Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Oh, what? Rewind this. How the hell did he do this?
Instead, store this into a variable. And let's say open, and then str for string. And here a colon, because now using the loop, I will basically keep adding to this string. So open string plus equal, and then the current day. So day, and then a comma. And so here we are then essentially building just this string. So that's similar to something we did already before. And so
Oh, I never even thought of doing it like that. Oh yeah, tomorrow we do have 6-7. I don't even understand what that means. John Smilgon at Udemy is a great teacher full of projects. After every lesson, I am a self-taught web dev that's proficient in Mernstat. Good luck. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you. And I'll look at his course. I'll check that course out. Thank you so much.
great. So that's property names. Let's write that here. Okay, but what if we actually wanted the property values themselves? Well, then we would
Okay. So I get it. So this is how you get the property names. Use object.keys. What's up, Jason? You do object.keys, and then we insert object here. This will give us the property names inside the object. It also returns an array. It returns an array of the object's key names. All right. All right. So now what we need is property values, and I think you use for of to get the property values. Not sure. All right.
Values. So let's also store this here. And of course, then we need to pass in the object itself. So that's again opening hours.
Oh, what? There's something called object that value. What? I didn't even know about. Equal object dot values friend. What? Oh, I didn't even know that was a thing. So I could do something like filter. How do I do this? Oh, type of E equals number, something like that. No. Okay, let's not do all that right now. We'll get back to that. All right.
Now let's just take a look at the values. And indeed, these are exactly the three values that we specified right here. So this value here, right? So open 12, close 22, this one and this one, right? So before we had the keys, now we have the values, and there is no need to now loop over them again because it's going to work exactly the same as here. Okay? But now, to really simulate to loop over the entire object, we actually need the entries. And so entries is basically names plus values together. And we already saw the entries before. So when we looped over the array, and I think that's going to be somewhere down here. Oh, and actually I already passed it. So indeed, here it is. So here on the array, we called this entries method. And so the entries return the index number and the element itself. And so we can do something similar on objects, and that will then also return the key and the value. Okay, now it works differently on objects because it's not going to be a method that we call on the object itself. So here we had the menu array, and then we did that menu array dot entries. But now here we do it differently. So we use again object dot entries, and then we pass in once again the opening hours. So this distinction between the array and the object is important as we loop over the entire object. Okay, I actually run into that problem myself at some point, so that's why I'm telling it to you. But anyway, let's store this again into a variable, and so then you have all the three versions here nicely organized in your code. And let's take a look here at the entries now. And so, as you might have expected, we now get an array. So all of these keys, values, and entries basically transform the object into an array. And then here we have first the key and then the value. All right, and so now we can use this to basically loop over the object. So for, and now let's start by writing the of. We'll just call it x for now, then we will take a look. So x of the entries that we just generated, and then let's just log them to the console. And so let me get rid of this one here. All right, so that's weird. Oh, it's because of course I want to log x. Oh yeah, that's correct. So now we have each key and each value. All right, now we want to print to the console a string like this. So on the weekday, and so that is the key. And so I'm using these variables here before I actually define them, so to make it easier to say what we want to define. So for example, on Friday we open at, and then we're going to have an open variable and close at close. So how will we do this? Well, just like we did with the arrays, we can use this structuring right here. So let's do that. The first one is the key, and remember the second one is the value. So we could do this, but we already know that this here is an object, right? And so therefore we can also immediately destructure that object here. So fair enough, open and close. So the two variable names inside of that object are open and close. And so here we specify exactly these property names, and so they get destructured. And therefore this works. So let's see that again. And so, yeah, so this is here the value basically, all of this, right? And so here we have open and close. And so that's exactly what we defined here as well. And therefore we then end up with the string here, which got all of the data out of the object into this. nicely neat string. All right. So this part here is necessary because the value itself is also an object.
We studying right now. We're studying looping objects, objects, keys, values, and entries.
But if you had a more simple object with a simple value, then you would of course only do this here as the structuring. Just the key and a value. And of course you could then give them other names as you would like. So here we can just call them day. We can use any name that we want. Awesome. So we're doing great progress here, and now it's time to practice that once more. So I see you in the next coding challenge.
Okay. Now we got a coding challenge.
With coding challenge number 2. And in this one, we're going to continue with our football betting application. And let me start by saying that this challenge is actually a bit difficult, alright? But that is on purpose. So after all, it's called a challenge, and so you should really challenge yourself with these exercises. Otherwise, it could be called a coding copy and paste, right? So please try your best to solve these, and you can try the problem-solving framework that we talked about earlier. And of course, you can also use Google, MDN, and so on and so forth, okay? But with that out of the way, let's get into the exercises. And the first one is to loop over the game.scored array, and then print each of the players to the console along.
And I swear he hides these
With a
things.
goal number. So this one is not that hard. And so let's just, yeah. So the object is down here. So we're going to use the same object, alright? So this is the array that I was talking about. And so here, in this case, we should print Lewandowski, goal 1. And here, goal 2, Gnarby, goal 3, Lewandowski, and goal 4, Hummels. Okay. Then, number 2, use a loop to calculate the average odd and log it to the console. And we already studied how to calculate averages, and so you can go.
Alright, brother. Let's just find the practice assignments. Only thing I hate about this course is that he makes it hard to find some of the resources, like, I don't know. Oh, crap. Oh, man. I just want practice assignments. Is this it? No, this is not it. Let me see. All I'm trying to do is find this starter code for this course. And it's the one thing that's the hardest thing to find for some reason. Stop. Hey, Malachi. All right. Hey. I have one, but I wouldn't use it for that. We do have a shot caller. There's no shame in using shot callers for training, but the way what he was doing was kind of out of line. Nothing's wrong with him barking if somebody's at the door. He's just being a guard dog. Hassan was doing crazy stuff. So what's the project? We're studying JavaScript right now. I'm trying to find this course content thing for this thing that I'm doing. So this is one of those streams where we just study JavaScript concepts. We have other streams where we build projects. Yo, how's it going? It's going good. How are you? Bro, he makes it so hard to find some of the stuff in his course, man. Nice, man. Keep it the learning. You will be pro in no time. Hope you enjoy coding, and welcome to the world of programming. Thank you. Yo, how's it going today? It's going good. Right now, we're doing theory. Usually we do projects, but we got to do some theory. Right now, I gotta find a course thing. Section roadmap, practice assignments. I want to do this assignment, but I don't know where the stuff is.
You can go check that out if you don't remember. And here you should.
Let's see. Maybe it's called. Maybe I looked it up and it was called. Malachi. Malachi. That bark is loud. You need to chill. Down. Down. All right. Is it here? Bro, I cannot find this thing to save my life, man. I'm gonna have to read. I just wanted it to be easy, but it's not. There's a whole... That's because he put it at the beginning of the course. I'm so upset. I'm so upset. Stop playing with my emotions, please. I'm sensitive. So this was challenge number 2 in section 9. Stop playing with my emotions, please. Working with arrays. Object-oriented programming. Coding challenge 4. Asynchronous JavaScript. We're not there. So we are on... Jesus. Let's go 15. Okay, I think I found it. Thank you, God. So we can move on with our lives.
Should actually directly use the object itself. So don't destruct the object first into variables earlier. And of course, you can also use Google, MDN, and so on and so on.
Does it say, let's continue with our victory? I think I put it somewhere in here. Let's see. Neuer. Okay, so let's just copy all of this, comment out all of this. Go down here. Do all that. Do all that. Save that. Okay. So the challenge is to loop over the game.scored array and print each player name to the console along with the goal. Loop over the game.scored array and print each player name to the console along with the goal number. Example, goal 1, Lewandowski. Scored 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that what they mean? There has to be a way to do this. So I think what they want is I'll say, I don't think I would use entries for this. What would I use? So if entries gives me key value. Values gives me the actual object. I think it would be object.keys. I think object.keys is fine here. So how would I do this? Let's go up here and write it. Let's close players. And so all we want is scored. So we want game. Let's see. So we want const player scored. Good vibes. What's up, David? Player scored equals object dot keys, and we want game dot scored. Why don't we just go ahead and CLG player scored? See what we get. Do I still have the thing up? All right. We got an array 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. They shouldn't have a value to them. Okay, so loop over the game.scored array and print each player name to the console along with the goal number. Okay. I was curious, what's the stack you're most interested in or what you like the most, want to get into? Whatever pays the bills. Or element of player scored, CLG element. No, CLG, we're gonna do it like this. We're gonna say goal. Hold on. That'll give me the actual key. Hold on, let me think. That'll give me the actual key. Is there one of these that gives me the... No, array.entries does that. Yeah, I forgot. Okay. So I can do object.entries, game.scored. That's what he was talking about in the thing. So then we get this. So then we loop over that. Oh, that's cool. React and XJS. I hear those two are a pretty awesome combo. So then he said we can. So now since we have players scored as an entire array of arrays, now we can do key. I'm gonna just do key value, which will have. Hold on, let me see. Which is the goal. We'll just say goal. Oops. We'll just say goal and then player. And we'll say goal goal 1 semicolon or colon. Goal 1 colon Lewandowski. Goal and then player. Okay. Oops. Oh. Alright. So now, okay, we did it. Next. Let's just click out of that. Use a loop to calculate the average, odd, and log it to the... Use a loop to calculate the average, odd, the average odd. The average odd? Hold up, the average odd. Is that a... Oh, the average odd. Okay. I wonder, can I do something like... Let me see. So we got... Can I do something like... Const... I wonder. Team 1. Team 1. Team 2. Odds equal game. Then CLG. Okay. What's up, Google Cruise? This is a new one. No, this is not a new one. I'm doing theory. Space between variable name and destructuring. Console.log team 1, team 2, team 3. Okay, so we got that. So now it said print 3 odds to console, but in a nice formatted way, exactly like this. Note how the odds and the game objects have the same property name. Note how the odds and the game objects. Hold on. Let me think. Let me think about how he actually wants this done, because he gave a hint. Because I was going to do it my own way, but there's obviously a way that he wants this to be done. Print the 3 odds to the console, but in a nice formatted way, exactly like this. Odd of victory, Bayern Munich. So we can get the draw. I don't know how you want this done. I'm gonna just do it the way I want to do it. Or oh, I think I know what he wants. For const prop of odds, we need to CLG Hmm. That's not gonna work. Yeah, because we're trying to do. Oh yeah, object dot um. He's like that math teacher who's like, here's my way and here's how you'll do it because that's the only way I'll accept it. So we got keys, we got entries, we got values. And obviously we want the values. We're gonna come back to this and we're gonna say I wonder, can we just do a can we just do a hold up. Did it give me a yeah. Can we just do like say prop what is it returning? Hold on, I'm forgetting stuff. I'm gonna get this together. I am gonna get this together. I just need to think. So we got team one, team X. I want to go through each one and I'm gonna say if const I don't know. It doesn't matter. Const message equal uh prop 0 dot includes team. Victory and draw. And then we're gonna say if it'll let me come back over here, then we're gonna do odd of message prop. Oh, did I do this right? Oh, okay. Game dot. Oh, it's game. I'm struggling. Game prop. No, it's already a string. Prop 0. Odd of victory. Game prop 0. Prop. No, wrong. Hey. Hey. Prop 1. Does that work? Oh. Okay, yeah, that worked. Odd of victory, Bayern Munich 1.33. Odd of draw. Oh, that's undefined. I need to fix that. Could I do something like that? What's up? I wonder, can I do an undefined check right here? Auto draw undefined. No, I'm not making a game. Auto draw undefined. How do I make this? Okay, let's just move on. All right, get the team bonus. Create an object called scorers, which contains the names of the players who scored as properties and the number of goals as the value. In this game, it will look like what? So we got Lewandowski, Narby, Lewandowski, Hummels. So we const scorers equal Narby Hummels. I did this in another project. Lewandowski. All right. So what we need to do. We need to say. Oh no, that's 0. Oh, So if we do it by the way that he probably wants us to do it, we would do const player scored, and we just want to put all the values. All the values are already in an array. All the values are already in an array. So I don't know. Could we just do for x for player of player it's already in an array. So why would I need to do that? Why would I need entries? You have to go to the Discord to post that. It doesn't let you post in the YouTube. Player dot score or const player of player scored. Scorers. Well, first let's CLG player. Let's see what player says. Is player just gonna give me the actual value? Player. Const player of player dot scored. Oh. No, oh my bad. Game. Okay. So then what we want to do is say scorers and then since it's already a string, we can say plus plus. And then we can CLG scorers. And okay, so that did that. Okay. All right. So now let's see how the teacher actually wanted us to do it. And let's see how to get rid of that undefined thing. All right. Can't show y'all this.
So forth. Okay, but with that out the way, let's get into the
Thank
exercises.
you,
And the first one is to loop
told
over
the
main.score
A226.
array, and then print each of the
Appreciate you.
players to the console along with the goal number. So this one is not that hard. And so let's just, yeah. So the object is down here. So we're going to use the same object, all right? So this is the array that I was talking about. And so here, in this case, we should print Lewandowski goal 1. And here, goal 2, Gnarby, goal 3, Lewandowski, and goal 4, Thomas. Okay. Then, number 2, use a loop to calculate the average odd and log it to the console. And we already studied how to calculate averages, and so you can go check that out if you don't remember. And here, you should actually directly use the object itself. So don't destruct the object first into variables and then use that to calculate the average, but instead really calculate the average of the elements in the object. Okay? Then, number 3, I want you to print the 3 odds to the console, and do that in a nice formatted way, like you can see it here. Now here, you're not allowed to hard code the names of the teams, alright? So instead, get them directly from the game object itself. Now, of course here, except for draw, because that's nowhere in the game object. So, as a hint, I have here that the odds and the game objects have the exact same property names. So you can use that knowledge maybe to get the name of the teams here. So these are the 3 exercises.
I forgot to do number 2.
But then I also have a bonus. Now let me just tell you that I will not solve this bonus question in this video, because it would take me a little bit too long. but I will still put the solution in the final code of this section, so in the GitHub repository, so you can check out the solution there if you attempt to do this bonus. So this one is really hard, and what I want you to do is to create an object called scorers, which will contain the name of the players who scored as properties. And so Bernardi, Hummels, and Lewandowski were the players who scored in this game. And as a value for each of the properties, we want the number of goals. All right? So this means Lewandowski scored 2 goals, and the other 2 players scored just 1 goal each. So this is a little bit difficult again, but you can do it. Well, at least with some research and with some reviewing of all the material of the course so far. Anyway, good luck with this challenge. Take your time, and I see you once you're ready. All right. Hopefully you did at least 1 or 2 of these exercises. And so here goes my solution. And keep in mind once more that my solution might be different from yours, but that's total.
What's up, y'all? Anybody that's joining right now, we're doing a theory exercise. Usually I do a lot of JavaScript projects, but we're doing theory today. So it's going to be quiet studying probably for another hour or 2. And then we're going to have another stream later today where we do a project. So if you want to just chill and you want to, study with me, come through. Also, you can subscribe, which really helps me out, and you can join the Discord right here. We're in the Discord. And you can come in anytime. We always talking about stuff all the time. So come through. And we post projects. So, we had somebody in our Discord. His name is, hold on, let me move this. His name is Josh, and he made this website. Can y'all see that? The Nightbox link not working. Try it again. You sure it's not working? All right, so this is Josh's site. Josh is an amazing front-end developer. He's a creative developer. And so what this does is you add a script. You add one simple script to your website, and then it'll give you analytics and stuff. It's pretty cool. And there's a leaderboard. It'll show you how many people came and all different types of stuff. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, so here's a leaderboard right here. And all you have to do is add a script. So this is what Josh does. Josh is in the Discord. You'll notice him. Let me see. Chat. Where's Josh? Says you're not able to accept the invite. All right. So, where's Josh? Josh, here's Josh. So this is Josh. Josh is an amazing front-end web developer, y'all. For real. Like an amazing creative. He uses a lot of 3D in his stuff. So, yeah, if y'all want to go to that site, I'll link it. And if you got a site, you can paste that thing at the bottom, and then you go to like this dashboard thing, and it'll show you. Yes, pricing. I think right now a lot of it is, like just go to the free one. So he's just trying to test the site out and stuff. Yeah. By Josh. Got documentation. Yeah. They got some pretty knowledgeable people in the Discord. They have some pretty knowledgeable people everywhere, actually. And yeah, man, it's pretty cool. The design of this. Ooh, that's a lot of space at the bottom. Oh my god, they need. Okay, let's leave that alone before we break something. All right. Selfless plug for one of the members of the Discord. One day, we're gonna have we're gonna start looking through projects like community projects and stuff that the people are creating in our Discord. By the way, if you're joining, subscribe, join the Discord, join, join, join the Discord. All right, let me get back to studying. All right, let's see. Let's see how this man solved these problems.
Totally okay as long as yours produces the same result. So here the goal is to score over the scored array and print all of the players to the console. So const, and let's again fix that later, and then of game dot scored, and now we actually want the entries. Alright, and we want the indexes because we also want the number of the goal, remember? So goal 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, and so entries will give us that. And so now we just need to destructure that into the index and then the player.
Yeah, I think that's what I did up here.
Okay. Actually,
Yeah, the golden player.
Let's just say and then goal in the index plus 1 so that it starts at goal number 1. And then simply the player. Let's take a look. Oh,
Game
now we
that's
have the
you
problem
can't
here.
you
There's
can't do
an
game.
before it is initialized. And so the problem is that the game is down here. So I will have to take this game object now to that other challenge. So let's just cut it from here and put it here. So now it should work, and indeed we get the 4 goals nicely printed to the console, exactly in the order in which they appear here. Alright, next one. And in this one we have to calculate the average odd. So the average basically of these 3 numbers here. So what we're going to do is to loop over this object here and simply add all of these 3 values together and then finally divide them by the number of elements here. And so that's how you calculate an average. And so we start by creating the average and set it to 0. And so again, we already did that before, I believe. And so now we can loop over the object, such as I explained it to you before. Const, odd, off. And now what do we actually want? Do we want the keys or the values or both? Well, in this case, we are really just interested in the values, right? And so this object.values will give us an array, essentially, containing these 3 values. So we need to say game.odds. Okay, and now in each iteration, we will simply add this odd to the average, so that then in the end we can divide it by the length of this object.values array. So let's do that. Plus equal the current odd, and then finally average divided equal, so this is a new one, by object.values game.odds, and then let's log it to the console. So this one here means basically average is equal average divided by this here. And this is actually the same as up here, so let's refactor it into, let's say, simply odds. And then let's use that here. Odds and odds. And we have a problem. So let's do some debugging here. I will start by taking a look at the average after it is computed here in the array. So average. Oh, so here we have a number, which means that something is wrong here in the division, right? And I see it's because we need to write odds.length. Okay, and so that
I was wondering.
the number 3 in this case. So before I was dividing by the entire array, and that doesn't make any sense. And so now we should see something close to 4 here. Yeah, so 3.7 essentially. And so that's our result. Okay, and you can go over this code here again if you need to understand it even further. But now let's move on here to exercise number 3. And this time the goal is to print basically the content of the object to the console. So we're going to loop over that. And again, I will first say what we need here actually. So we want to print both the team and the odd. So we need the entire object. And so, just as we learned in the previous lecture, we use object.entries of game.odds. Okay, and so we know that we get an array of arrays, which in each position will have both the team and the odd. Alright, so let's say team and odd. Alright, and so here it is us who define the variable name because it is now an array. So we don't have to match any property names. And let's start by simply logging both to the console team and odd. Okay, and so indeed, we already have that kind of working. We already have the team here, and we have the 3 odd values. Now what we want to do is to create a string like this. Let's actually copy this so we know what we have to do. And by the way, here notice, again, what I explained in the last lecture, how in the array we use the entries method to get the entries of the array, but in the object we have to use object.entries and then pass into the function the object that we are interested in. So that's fundamentally different, so keep that in mind. Okay, so here we now want to build a string like that. So odd of victory Bayern Munich, draw or victory Borussia Dortmund. And so here we're going to need some more logic. Let's just put here some dots. And now here the odd. So the odd is the easy part, so we have that one already finished. But now here we need some more complex logic. And actually let's create this part of the string. So like victory Bayern Munich or Borussia Dortmund or draw. Let's create that here in a separate value. So let's call this one team string. And so here what I'm going to use is to use the ternary operator. Okay, so I will say that if the team here is x, like we have it here, then the string should become draw. So that will then create this here. So team equals x, then the result should be draw. But if not, then we need the team name itself. So how will we get that? And remember, there was a hint about this. So note how the odds and the game objects have the same property names. And indeed, here we have team 1, team 2, and here we have team 1 and team 2 as well. And so here are the team names. And so let's now get these team names using these keys that we already have here. So we want the string victory. And then we go to the game object and team. Let's check. Now we know, of course, we need to put that string here. So team
that makes
string,
sense.
and it works. Beautiful. So let's just recap this part here. So here we go into the game, which is the entire game object, and we take the property team. But team is already this property name here, right? So it's team 1 or team 2. And so then we take that to read the property with the same name from the game object. And so therefore we get Bayern Munich and Borussia Dortmund. Okay, great. So this one was a little bit more tough, but we managed to do it in the end. Now again, I will not create the solution for the bonus, but you can always find it in the final code of this section. And with that being said, let's now go back to learning some more JavaScript.
Okay, now we take a short break because we're about to learn sets. My God. Oh. I'm really small over here. Oh. Break. If y'all are joining the stream, we are taking a short break. We are learning JavaScript concepts, theory, all different types of stuff. We just learned, what did we just learn? Iterating over objects, objects.entries, objects.values, objects.keys, destructuring in the for loop, which is cool. I didn't think about that. I need to think about stuff like that. Coding is so, there's so many things, there's so many ways of thinking. Thankful for last night's stream. This new Odin project has me looking into templates now as well. Okay? Which Odin project are you on? NATO. This is how we do it. This is 4 more minutes and then I'll start. Creating a library, basically the same as what you did with the DBZ cards, but with books. Oh, cool, 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 cool. So has the Odin project already gone through like different array methods like map, filter, reduce, and sort? All right, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. You got a GitHub? Have we? So I can follow your GitHub, or did I already follow your GitHub? Can you post it in the chat or something, or projects or something? All right. This is how we do it. It's Friday night, and the feeling's alright. Let me know when you post it. Let me know when you post it. Okay. This thumbnail. This profile picture. I'm currently learning full stack JavaScript with the Odin project. I love being able to take ideas in my head and turn them into real life through programming. Follow me as I transition from HVAC. Oh, you're doing HVAC. Okay, cool. From HVAC to full stack. Okay, that okay. HVAC to full stack. That's that's a YouTube worthy journey right there. HVAC to full stack. There we go. Hell yeah. Eldest Ring RPG. Eldest Ring JS. Oh, okay, okay. So okay, I see. I don't know how to use multiple scripts. Oh, import weapons from. Oh, hold on. Ah, you understand object-oriented programming really well. I see. Let's look at the CSS. Let's look at the CSS. What's up? It's all right, man. Don't worry about it. This is a safe space. Is it time for us to start? Dang it. It's time for us to start. Damn. I feel like those breaks, they just go by. Now we gotta learn sets. Oh, sets. Okay. We're gonna learn sets. Sets. I've never used a set before, but I guess I'm gonna learn today.
In the past, JavaScript has always had very little built-in data structures. So basically, we only had objects in arrays. But in ES6, two more data structures were finally introduced, and that are sets and maps. So these are pretty common data structures that already exist in other programming languages, and now they also exist in JavaScript. So in this lecture, let's learn all about sets. And a set is basically just a collection of unique values. So that means that a set can never have any duplicates, and that property makes them useful in certain situations.
Okay, so a set is a is a collection of unique values with no duplicates. Got it.
So let's create a new set here. Let's call it orders set. Okay. So again, to create a new set, we write new set, and then here we need to pass in an iterable. And the most common iterable here is an array. So let's create an array with a couple of strings now. Let's say pasta, pizza, and pizza again. Then risotto. Let's put another pasta and another pizza. Okay, so 6 strings, but of course they could be different data types in here. So set can of course hold mixed data types. That's not a problem at all. Now here we clearly see some duplicate strings. So what do you think that this set will look like now that we created it and when we log it to the console? Well, we get a set. Here we can see it has a size of 3, and the only values that are in there are pasta, pizza, and risotto. So that's right, all the duplicates are actually gone. Now also we can see that a set kind of looks similar to an array, right?
Okay, let's see. So set will remove duplicates. Will remove duplicates upon creation. Okay.
So there are no key value pairs. It's just a bunch of values grouped together, in this case, into a set. And just like arrays, sets are also iterables. Okay? Now, of course, a set is still very different from an array. So first, because its elements are unique, and second, because the order of elements in the set is irrelevant. And we will see.
Okay. The order of elements in a set doesn't matter.
Why in a second. But anyway, keep in mind that strings are also iterables. So we can do this. So we can pass in a string. And so now we get a set with these 5 elements. So, and that's the 5 components basically of this iterable, which is this string. And of course, the set could also be empty, just like this. Alright? And now let's learn how to actually work with sets. So first off, we can get the size of a set. So order set dot size. And so that is 3. And so in this particular example, this might be useful.
Okay, so let's create our first set. Const viewer set equals new set, and we will put in some of the people that are watching the stream right now. If your name is hard, I will not include it. So we got NATO Desu. We got Taylor. We got David. Let's put David again. Let's put Naedo Desu again. And then I'm new on website, and before I'm working with backend code Java, but last week's front end so much I'm interested. But I speak with someone, our senior devs, they said getting job is hard on front end. Maybe they're right. Okay. And then we got somebody named K. Viewer CLG. I try my best to be extremely patient with people whose second language is English, because I can only imagine how difficult it is to learn English being a non-native English speaker in a world that almost... Sorry about that. We should be back. I don't know why that keeps happening, but we're back. One day I will stream and there will be no disconnects. One day I will stream and there will be no disconnects, and the land will be filled with milk and honey. Until then, here we are. Okay, so we can get the length get the length of set with set dot size. All right.
For the chef.
So the set dot size, it's just a get. Which tutorial you are following now? This is a course that I've been following since I started learning JavaScript that I have not finished yet and that I need to finish. It is the Complete JavaScript course by Jonas Smetman. Oof. Back crack.
Or for kitchen to know how many different meals are going to be cooked here. Right? So if this array here is an array of all the orders.
Okay, so let me see. So I can, let's say, let x equal viewer set dot size, and we're gonna CLG x. Okay, so the size of it is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It does not start. Hold on. Does it start at 0? Does it have 0? Who knows if it has indexing? I don't know. We're gonna find out. So we can get the length of a set with size.
Then the set of these orders are
And it seems like a set can be any iterable.
simply the unique different meals that are going to be cooked. And then the size is how many different meals will be cooked. And just note how it is actually called size and not length like it is in arrays. So don't make that confusion. Next, we can check if a certain element is in a set.
Okay, we can check if element is in set. All right.
So order set dot has, and so this is actually a method. And so let's check if pizza is in there.
Okay, so we put order. We can put set dot has insert value here or something like that. I guess that's what we're gonna put. And then we'll do let y equal viewer set dot has, and we're gonna say, does it have k in it? And then we're gonna CLG y, and that's true. Does it have NATO like that in it? That's gonna be false. But if we put Desu, it's gonna be true. Do we have David? True. All right.
And let's check if bread is in there. So true and false, and that's exactly as we expected. And so comparing again to arrays, this has method is similar to the includes method in arrays, right? Next up, we can also add new elements to a set. So order set.
Okay, so we can add elements to a set. Add elements to a set.
Dot. So let's say that now someone ordered garlic bread.
Okay, so we do set dot add, and then insert value here. And so let's say we have somebody that came in the chat. His name is Gross D19. So we're gonna say viewer set dot add. Can we just add? What if we just put gross? Would that mess stuff up? Yes, it would. But we can definitely put the string gross. And then we can say CLG viewer set. And gross is included. Okay. Gotcha.
And let's say that this actually happened twice. So what do you think that the set will look like now? So order set, and so the garlic bread. got added,
Yeah.
but only,
Okay.
of course,
Okay.
one of them, because again, the set has to be unique. And so
Yes.
the second one was basically ignored.
Oh.
Finally, we can
Oh, so we can do this twice. Okay, he's trying to teach us stuff, but it'll only count once because you can't have duplicates in a set.
elements. So let's do
Okay.
that before the log. So order set dot delete.
Oh, we can do.
These method names are very straightforward.
Yeah, they are very straightforward. Okay, so we can delete element. I don't. We can delete elements in a set. Set dot delete insert value here. So
And that's because this is such a modern feature. So the modern stuff really has these more straightforward names.
yeah, I like that. So we're gonna do. I wonder what happens when we do. So if I do viewer set dot delete. Okay, so delete. We're gonna delete gross, and then we're gonna CLG viewer set. Hold on, what? Oh. Put that right there. Because we added gross twice. And then, okay. Okay, all right, there we go.
And a different way of working with the data structures. So we have risotto here, and so now here we are deleting it, and so indeed it is now gone from the set. So really, really easy. And in arrays, there's actually no method that is this simple. We will see how to delete elements from arrays later, but I can tell you that it's a little bit more complex. Okay, and that's actually it. But now you might ask, how do we actually retrieve values out of a set? Can we maybe use an index like in arrays? So doing something like maybe like this here. And the answer, as we will see, is no. So this doesn't work, it gives us undefined, no matter what number we put here. Alright? And that is because in sets, there are actually no indexes. And in fact, there is no way of getting values out of a set. And if we think about this, then it makes sense. So there's really no need for getting data out of a set. That's because if all values are unique, and if their order does not matter, then there is no point of retrieving values out of a set. All we need to know is whether a certain value is in a set or not, and that's why we have the has method. If your goal is to actually store values in order and then retrieve it, then the best use case is to just use an array. You wouldn't use a set for that. And so again, there's no need for getting values out of a set, because if you need it, then you would just use an array. Finally, there is actually one more method here, but it's not that important. All we can use it for is to basically delete all of the elements of the set. And so we see that now it is empty, right?
Okay, so we can remove all elements from a set with set dot clear. Okay, so then if we do viewer set dot clear, and then we did CLG viewer set, what would happen? Okay.
But let's put that back so that we can work some more with this set. So as I said in the beginning, sets are also iterable, and therefore we can loop over them. So let's say order from orders set, and not from it is off, obviously. And then we can just log order, and indeed, here they are. So looping is possible just like in any other iterable. Alright, so now that we know how to work with sets, let's see a big use case for them right now.
Okay, so
in the normal code base, the main use
let's
case of set
let's loop through the set. Loop through set with for of. So then we would do for of element in viewer set CLG element. Okay, cool.
sets is actually to remove duplicate values of arrays. So let's just write that here. Example. So let's say that we have an array in our restaurant which contains the stuff of our restaurant. Let's say we have one person that is the waiter, one person that is the chef, another person that is a waiter, then we have also a manager, Then we have another person that is a chef also, and another waiter. So that's an array of all our staff in the restaurant. But now let's say that for some reason we are interested in knowing only which different positions there are in our restaurant. Or in other words, we would basically like to have a unique array of this, right? So this array without all the duplicates, that will solve the problem. So let's create a set for that. Easy enough, right? So stuff unique equals new set, and then the iterable that we need to pass in is the stuff, because an array is already an iterable. Now this is not yet the end of the solution, but let's take a look at it for now. And of course it needs to be stuff unique. And so yes, so we have a set now with waiter, chef, and manager, so the 3 unique positions. But now we actually want this to be an array. But the conversion from a set to an array is pretty easy because they are both iterables. So remember from earlier that the spread operator works on all iterables, right? So that includes sets. So we can now create an array around this basically, and then we can unpack this entire using the spread operator, and then these elements will be put into the newly constructed array. Okay? And so indeed, we now end up with a new array. Okay? So the spread operator here works just like on an array. It works really exactly the same. So it takes all the elements out of the iterable and essentially writes them here like comma separated, right? Now if we only wanted to know how many different positions there are, then the size property is very useful. So all we would have to do, even though this looks a little bit weird, would be to say new set, then with the array, and then dot size. And that's it. And then we wouldn't even need to have to create the array at all. So if we didn't need the unique array. So if all we had was this, and we wanted to know how many unique positions there are, then this here would be the way to go. And the same could even be done with counting how many different letters there are in a string, right? Because an iterable, or actually a string, is also an iterable. So let's see how many different letters there are in my name. And it looks like there are 11. Alright, so as a conclusion to this video, sets are not intended to replace arrays at all. So whenever you need to store values in order and that might contain duplicates, always just use arrays. That's also true when you need to really manipulate data, because arrays have access to a lot of great array methods that we're going to study a little bit later. Now sets have this very useful property of being unique, and it's also very easy to interact with sets by using all of their straightforward methods. However, they are not nearly as important as arrays. So keep sets in mind when you need to work with unique values, but besides that, you can just continue using arrays.
Okay, so I guess he just wanted to introduce us to sets, but they do not replace arrays, but they are good for checking duplicates. So for example, if we had const fruits and we had apples, oranges, bananas. Hold on, what's wrong with this? And then we had the more apples, and we had some more oranges. Then we just, for some reason, just had another orange. I don't know. Apples, oranges, and bananas. And then we wanted to change this to a set. And so we say const what? Fruit set equals, or we can say unique. Yeah, let's just say fruit set. Fruit set equals new set fruits. And then we CLG fruits. Fruit set. And so we get apples, oranges, and bananas. Where at first we would get a whole array of all of that, but this is unique. And then we can say console.log fruit set dot size 3. And then he said we can also change this set back into an array. Const single fruits equal new. Let's see what happens if I do this. New set fruit. Hold up. I can just say fruit set, right? And let's take this out. So yeah, we got a set. Hold on, what? Where is this? Console.log viewer set. Oops. Alright. I forgot to CLG single fruits. So we got single fruits. We could have also done new set and said fruits. But we can't do set fruits. Yeah, it requires the new. Alright. Alright. So yeah, so that's sets. But then he goes on to talk about that there's newer set operations to make sets useful. So I guess that's what we're going to learn today. Let's go ahead and move our... No, we're going to keep that right there.
So until ES 2025, sets owned...
Before I even continue, let me take a little break. Actually, yeah, we got like 4 minutes. Because it's supposed to be a 2-hour stream. So if y'all are here, because we have 2 streams a day, usually, or just one big stream. This is a theory stream, and later on we're gonna do a project-based stream. So go ahead and subscribe and join the Discord, because that's where most of the stuff is happening. So go to the Discord. Go to the Discord. It will help you. There's a lot of people in there, and they're very nice because we don't accept any BS. And there's a lot of people talking, and we have great moderators who are also learning web development, and you'll have a good time. Bro, have you thought about learning Java and Spring Boot? No. No, sir. No, sir, Reebok. No, sir. No. I thought I was going to not like JavaScript. I've tried Java when I first became a CS student long time ago. And I will only touch Java if I'm getting paid Java money. That's the only way. And I would prefer C# over Java anyway. Oh, that felt good. Okay, I'm learning Web Dev 2 right now, bro. But I got exams, so I'm learning it less right now. Still stuck in HTML and CSS. If you are stuck in HTML and CSS land, I recommend you go to Front End Mentor. I recommend you go to Front End Mentor. You go to Challenges. I don't know why I'm logged out of Front End Mentor. And then you just choose one of these free options. Free plus. Okay, and you have all of these things you can build for free. For free. Okay, and that's how you okay, I can even do it from hardest, from easiest to hardest. Bam. So you start with this one. This was the very first one I did. This is the very first one I did. Then I did this one. Then I did this one. Then I did this one. Okay? Then I did this one. Then this one. Bam, 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 bam. Exactly. And so that means what you need to do, you need to study Flexbox and Grid. I spent a whole month on CSS every single day. And I got stuck every single day. You will learn HTML and CSS and you will practice CSS and you'll be a better person because of it. And you just got to take it one element at a time. Focusing on the nav bar. Focusing on the hero section. Get the nav bar right. Get it sexy. Then get the hero right. Get it real sexy. Then get the meat and the potatoes of the sections. Then you got the footer. You get it real nice. Don't move on until you got one part right. And there you go. And you just build it like building pieces. One block at a time. One block at a time. All right. So what's going to happen is on the stream later today, I'm going to take a little nap. I'm going to get up. Me and Malachi about to go play in the backyard. You want to go play in the backyard? No. So you want to come, but then you back up every time I come and get you. Do you want to come over here or not? So you want to come over here, but then you don't want me to get... Come here. Come here. So what we're going to do is me and Malachi are going to go play in the backyard, right? We're going to go play in the backyard. We are going to go take a nap. And then we'll be back for our Friday stream where we do our project. I mean, we do projects every day. If you're here, we do projects every day. Okay, we do a project every day, so it doesn't matter. But I'm thinking for the people who are new, I might do one of these just really quick and show y'all like, oh, how easy it is. And just walk y'all through the process of how I do it. Anyway, that's that. I will see you guys later in some hours. Okay? You say keep working? I will. Stream it and clip it. Stream it and clip it. Yes, sir. I don't know how to do clips yet. Right? Or maybe I'll just make a video where I just show people, hey, this is what I do. Okay, I'll see y'all later. I'll see y'all in a bit. Make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure you subscribe. And join the Discord. Because the Discord is great. Alright. Take care, Taylor. See y'all in some hours. Alright, bye-bye. Join the Discord.